All right, let's jump right into this incredible example of maximizing a compact residential footprint. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to unpack exactly how you can take a relatively small space and turn it into a fully functional, completely breathable three-bedroom home. We're looking at a sleek, modern, minimalist design here, and it hovers right around that highly sought-after 1,000 square foot mark. Now, you know as well as I do, when you're working with a footprint this compact, every single inch has to justify its existence. There is literally zero room for wasted space. So, how do architects actually pull this off without making the whole thing feel like a cramped box? Well, let's find out. Here's our roadmap for today's spatial walkthrough. We'll start with the minimalist modern curb appeal, move into the open concept core, then look at zoning the private quarters, and finally, we'll wrap up with maximizing the compact footprint.
Okay, part 1. Minimalist modern curb appeal. Because, sometimes less really is more.
Starting our tour right from the street view, just look at this facade. It's a stunning, flat-roofed, minimalist design. The crisp, dark trim around the windows and the front door gives us this gorgeous, sharp contrast against the smooth, light-colored stucco exterior. And they've added this beautiful textural element with a stone accent wall right by the entryway, which gives the whole home a really organic, grounded feel. But honestly, what's super clever here is how the aesthetics actually serve the efficiency. Check out the integrated garage on the right side. By pulling the garage directly into the primary footprint of the home, instead of detaching it or pushing it out to the side, the design saves a massive amount of lot space. It's just a cohesive, modern block that looks incredibly premium, despite its modest size.
So let's track how this design shapes your physical experience of coming home. Imagine arriving at the end of the day. Step 1, you pull right into that integrated garage, which has a footprint strictly sized for a single vehicle, keeping things nice and tight. Step 2, you walk a few short steps across a neatly proportioned covered front porch. And Step 3, you open those double glass doors and step directly into the open living space. Notice what's missing? There is no long, dark foyer to navigate. The design intentionally and smoothly transitions you immediately from the outside world right into the welcoming, light-filled core of the home.
Moving on to part 2, the open concept core. This is the architectural heart of the house. Stepping through that front door, it's immediately obvious how the layout masterfully contrasts public and private spaces. The entire center column of the house is dedicated to a wide-open public gathering space. The living room flows seamlessly right into the dining area, which then flows straight into the kitchen. Absolutely no dividing walls between these three distinct functions. Now, conversely, the private wings, the bedrooms and the bathrooms, they are carefully tucked away into the corners of the blueprint. This separation of the loud public spaces and the quiet private spaces, it's basically a masterclass in zoning. The center is for living and the perimeter is for resting. Now, I really want to draw your attention to some very specific numbers. Looking closely at the dining and kitchen areas, they each occupy a highly efficient 8 by 7 foot footprint. By traditional building standards, an 8 by 7 foot kitchen is pretty tiny. It essentially forces a highly ergonomic layout, a compact L-shaped counter with a sink looking out a window and your stove literally just a step away. The dining area is the exact same size, offering just enough room for a central table and 4 chairs. But here is the absolute secret to why those small dimensions actually work in reality. By refusing to box in these 8 by 7 foot zones with physical walls, the design allows light from the front windows to travel uninterrupted all the way to the back of the kitchen. Your sight lines extend from the sofa, past the dining table, all the way to the kitchen sink. This visual continuity creates a powerful illusion of spaciousness. The relatively compact square footage suddenly feels massive simply because your eyes aren't hitting drywall every 10 feet. You are, essentially, visually borrowing space from the adjacent rooms. Which brings us to part 3, zoning the private quarters. This is all about privacy, retreat, and rest. Looking at the specific data of our private zones, you can see a clear, intentional hierarchy here. In the back right corner, we've got the primary suite, bedroom 1, measuring 10 by 9 feet, and it boasts its own private 5 by 4 foot ensuite bathroom nestled smartly right behind the garage. Across the public pour, over on the left side of the house, we find bedroom 2 at 9 by 8 feet, sitting quietly in the rear corner. And finally, bedroom 3 sits in the front left corner at a cozy 8 by 8 feet. Notice how all the bedrooms are pushed out to the exterior corners? That guarantees that every single bedroom gets at least one exterior window for natural light and cross ventilation. I really want to emphasize this number right here, 3. Honestly, fitting 3 distinct functional bedrooms into this incredibly tight layout is an absolute triumph of spatial engineering. For a young family, a couple working from home, or really anyone looking to downsize without losing guest space, getting 3 separate rooms in roughly 1,000 square feet, that's kind of the holy grail of real estate efficiency. But let's be completely objective for a second, because this level of efficiency absolutely requires compromise. Take a look at the shared bathroom nestled between bedrooms 2 and 3. It measures exactly 6 by 5 feet. That is just enough room for a standard tub, a toilet, and a single vanity. So managing morning traffic jams in a 6 by 5 foot space with kids? Yeah, that's definitely going to require some diplomatic family coordination. It perfectly highlights the realities and trade-offs of compact living. You get that extra bedroom, sure, but you sacrifice the sprawling, spa-like bathroom.
All right, wrapping things up with part 4, maximizing the compact footprint. Let's zoom out and look at the macro-level takeaways.
These are the defining choices that really make this whole concept sing. The flat roof and clean lines keep construction costs predictable while keeping the aesthetic appeal super high. The integrated garage, a massive space saver for small lots. The open concept living area completely prevents the home from feeling claustrophobic. And pushing those 3 bedrooms to the corners maximizes light and privacy. But that last point is perhaps the most important architectural trick of all. Virtually zero wasted hallway space. In a standard home, hallways can eat up like 10 to 15% of your total square footage. Let that sink in. Here, the central living area acts as the circulation space. You transition directly from the living room to a bedroom door. By eliminating hallways completely, the designers clawed back precious square footage and just gave it right back to the rooms you actually live in. And for sure, that is how this house punches way above its weight class in terms of utility.
At the end of the day, smart design is all about how you adapt it to your own unique needs. So I want to leave you with this question to consider for your own minimalist dream home. We saw that front-facing 8 by 8 foot third bedroom. It's cozy, it has a great window looking out front. So how would you use it? Would you keep it as a dedicated guest space? Would you transform it into a highly focused home office? Or maybe a compact yoga studio and gym? The beauty of a well-designed, efficient footprint is that it provides the perfect, flexible canvas for your life. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and keep designing smart.